Welcome to Soul Zero 2. So glad to be with you. And we have been enjoying doing these podcasts. And so far, I believe that we're helping people, hopefully, and encouraging people. And today I want to talk to you about a simple question. Have you lost your way home? And what do I mean by that? I don't mean physically. I don't mean geographically. But home is a powerful idea. And previously, one of my first podcasts I did audio-wise, meaning just audio, was the meaning of home. And I felt like I needed to put this on video and maybe expand on the idea a little bit. So hence the question, have you lost your way home? And there's the home that we remember, the home you grew up with. There's the home you remember. And then there's the home that we feel we lost. But then there's the home that we're trying to get to, one we have yet to discover in a sense. And this is what I mean by the idea of home. It's a very complicated idea. It's not just a physical place, because what happens if you lose your homes? In fact, I think it was in the 90s or the 2000s, early 2000s, there was this housing crisis. And the idea of home was rediscovered in the sense of what does home really mean? Is home a place? Is it a geography? Is it just the smell of mom's cooking? And so what is home? Well, home is a place in a sense. It's the place where you feel safe and where you feel familiar. And it's a place where when you're there, you kind of, kick your feet up. And Frederick Buchner wrote a great book on home, on what it means to be home. He called it The Longing for Home. And this is the kind of book everybody should read because it talks about what it really means to be home. But he said, home sweet home, there's no place like home. Home is where you hang your hat. Home is the sailor home at sea. Home is the hunter from the hill. And so home is more than just a place, but in a sense, it is a place where you fit in as well as it fits you. Have you ever gone to a place or met someone or connected in a situation where your words were this: I'm home. I feel like I've known these people all my life. I feel like I've been here my whole life. But then maybe have you gone to a place where you felt the opposite? Where even if people were nice and warm, you felt the opposite of home. You felt the opposite of what it means to be home. But home is also the place that you've spent your whole life trying to get to. In us, because we're created by God, in us all is a prodigal heart that longs and needs to find God and to rediscover him. So this is what I mean by that's the home you're trying to get to. That's the spiritual part of you that reaches out to the divine, to God, your creator. And that is the ultimate home we're all trying to get to. And you've heard that song, Life is But a Dream. And there's a scripture that says that life is but a puff of smoke. It's a vapor that comes and goes. Why is that? Because there's something about life that even though it's wonderful and great and we love living it, that something tells us there's much more than just this place, much more than being here. And that is the ultimate home that we're all trying to get to. But then there's also the home that it is a place we have not yet discovered. And that is the place that we call the presence of God. We call the new heavens and the new earth. That when all is said and done, that'll be the ultimate home for all those who come to God, who connect with him and say, I want to be your son and daughter again. But home is not just a place. It's also a state or condition in a sense. So it's more than a place, right? It's more than a feeling. It's more than just a sense. But home is a state where even though there are problems in your life and struggles, you feel complete. You feel like, okay, I can rest here. I can just stop here. And it's also a place that someone told me recently how they feel when they're home. It's a place when they can exhale, a place where you can just breathe out and say, wow, I'm home. I don't have to be on here. I don't have to have all of these targets that I have to meet, this pressure, these meetings, and this labor. I'm home. I can rest here. I can breathe here, and that, in a sense, is home for many people. So the question again is, have you lost your way home? Especially during this COVID crisis, there has been a sense of dislocation, in a sense, not just physically, but spiritually, psychologically, mentally, emotionally. And many of us have lost just the sense of normality. You keep looking for the normal that never seems to come. And you're waiting for it, and it just keeps getting pushed further and further as to what that even means anymore. And so we feel like vagabonds in a way. We feel like Cain when he ran from the presence of God, and he dwelt in a land called nowhere, which means Nod. Nod was the name of it, but it means nowhere in the Hebrew. And many of us feel that way. We feel like we're wanderers now who are wondering what is going on, what is happening to our lives. And I want to share this story that I've shared before that was given by Brady Boyd, who wrote a great book on fathers, mothers, and fathers, on being a spiritual mother and a spiritual father. And I shared this in the audio version of it, and I want to share it again because it's a powerful story about what it means to not have a home. And somebody even, might feel like I'm so lost today. I just feel like I don't know where to land. Listen to the story, and then you'll see what I mean. In the 1930s, a 14-year-old girl came home one afternoon, and she broke the sad news to her father. Her father was a stern, hard, church-going man, and she told him, "Dad, I'm pregnant." And his reaction was no surprise to her. He disowned her. He kind of said, "You're dead to me," in a way. And where was she supposed to go? And believing she had no other option available to her, she traveled from her home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to New Orleans, 80 miles south. She said, "Maybe I can find a job there," she figured. Surely something would pan out. Alone, afraid, and desperate, in the streets of New Orleans, she birthed her baby and jumped at the first job she could find, prostitution. Prostitution was not a glamorous path, but it provided a lucrative income for her. She was 15 years old. Not only did she become good at her job, but she became smart and savvy and a businesswoman. And years later, she would earn more money by owning brothels than she could have ever seen in her lifetime. A lifetime later, on her deathbed, the frail, aging woman planned the tombstone that she wanted on her grave. And she planned what it would say. And on it was etched a replica of a large porch of her childhood home, with a young teenage girl peeking out through the window. Below the image were 6 searing words that summed up her wayward life. "I just want to come home." Today she is buried in a small country cemetery in southern Louisiana. She lived and died and never knew what it felt like to be welcomed home. And I read that story to you not just to get you depressed or sad, but to tell you that this is the home that we all long for, the home where Christ is, the home where, as it has been written or said by others, that where the manger is and where we kneel down before it next to the oxen. Without God, we're all prodigal children needing a home. This is why Christ came, to reconcile us back to the Father, to restore creation to what it's supposed to be. To long for home is not to be able to long for a home and not to be able to get there in itself is a pathological condition. It's called homesickness. And so maybe the home you're looking for is much more than something that can be found in this life, something that can be weighed by physicality or by something that gives you comfort. Maybe your home is much deeper, much more profound. It has been said that not having a home is more than rooflessness, but it is rootlessness. And all of our roots as a human race go back to God, our Creator. He's the only one who can meet that need. This is why Paul said in 2 Corinthians 5:6, he said, "So we are always confident even though we know that while we are at home in the body, we are away from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Yes, we do have confidence, and we would rather be away from the body and at home with the Lord. So what is he saying there? He's saying basically that his home, yes, he has a home on earth, but his real home, the home where he belongs, is with Christ. It's with God. So where is your home today? I'd like to encourage you to look beyond physical homes, look beyond emotions, look beyond psychological homes. Know that God is calling you to be his and with him forever. Be sure to check out our website. There you'll find helpful articles and audio and video podcasts. We also have a YouTube channel, and we would really love if people can like us and subscribe to our channel. That would be wonderful. And so thanks for listening. Till next time, God bless you.